Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Listen. Real recognize real. Listen. Listen. Tune in and turn up your radio. It's all turn up your speakers and let them blow. Right there. You already heard about it. Friend, jealous, and shots. Discussing topics. Pick up your phone and call. So real, I'm back to the metaphysical. It's okay. You gon' need a rest to make sure you stay afloat. So baby, don't you change that stage. Give me your body, your history, that's amazing. It don't matter what you're doing, just save it. You can get back to later. Later, later, later. You can get some others flavor. Flavor, flavor, flavor. 'Cause real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize real.
Real, hey, real recognize, real recognize, real. Listen, real recognize, real. Okay. um, Thank you guys again for always supporting us and tuning in. Welcome to the Real Recognize Real Talk Radio Show. I am your host, Franchella, and we have.
I am Lynette, the co-host. Hey.
I'm loving it. So, listen, we have a great show for you guys lined up again as usual. We have some wonderful guests. We have one that's sitting in the queue patiently waiting as well. And let's just get down to our hot topics before we bring up our first guest. Lynette?
Yes. So first, we want to send our prayers out to Ukraine and this nonsense that's going on over there with this war. We want to send our prayers out to the people who are trying to evacuate safely. It's unfortunate that in 2022 we are still not without our challenges with racism. And I don't know if you saw it on the news, how some African Americans were trying to evacuate and they were being told to get to the end of the line. So, it is so sad and unfortunate that we're still facing some of the same challenges that our ancestors faced in the 60s, 50s, and beyond, and prior, I should say. But it's unfortunate. It's just sad. But our prayers go out to everybody that's trying to do the right thing and everybody that is impacted by this nonsense violence all over the world. Yes. We also want to say, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Besides, people that are dying because of this, but I do commend Ukraine for standing up, for refusing to give up their land, and for their freedom. So I do commend them on that, and prayers do go out to. I mean, one of our Marsha T, that her family lives in Ukraine. I mean, I believe she's from Ukraine. So definitely prayers go out to them. But I'm hoping that, some of the footage that we're seeing of our people not being able to get out because of the color of their skin stops, because everyone deserves to be able to leave if they want to leave. No one should be held back because of the color of their skin. So I'm praying for our people as well, that they will allow them, the same privileges as the white people. Yes, and so it's just all around sad situation economically for us. Our gas prices are crazy.
Oh my God.
Don't even know how much more it would go up. But we're going to stop getting our oil from Russia. which is a good thing. I mean, Putin needs to be stopped, and something
Absolutely.
needs to be done about it. He definitely needs to be stopped. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, he's a terrorist. He's killing civilians.
Absolutely.
That's a war crime. So we could talk about that forever and have people on a panel to speak about this because it's real and it can hit home. Don't ever think that something like this can never hit home here. It can, and so we all need to be prayed up and we need to
Yeah,
be vigilant. So
absolutely. So we also want to say happy International Women's Day to all the
ah,
queens out there. Happy International Women's Day to all of you queens and the queens that we will have on our show tonight. And King, we
yes,
appreciate you too.
that's
Um,
right.
and lastly, because I know that we have a few guests that are waiting, but lastly, the mask mandate that the school district of Philadelphia is going to lift tomorrow. I can't imagine how the teachers will feel, um, especially at the elementary school level where kids are always in each other spaces and playing and touching, and who knows
Right.
where they've been. So I think that it should be a not a school district policy, but a individual school like determination. Like the principal of each school should be able to say, well, our school is not going maskless or whatever.
Right.
Like even if the school district says that this is what we can anticipate, I still think that it's an individual decision. And
Right.
some people who want to wear the mask should be allowed to still wear the mask.
Mhm.
I know for
Right.
me, I will stay masked up for quite a while.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
it's just a shame,
And all this, especially at the kid level, at the school level, that no one is being bullied because they still have on their mask.
Exactly.
You know, letting them saying to them, "Oh, you a nut for why you got that on?" I mean, that's what I don't want to happen. You know,
Exactly.
um,
And I could already
my
see it.
yeah, yeah, because my grandson already said he was keeping his on. So
Right.
I
Somebody
just pray.
snatching it off.
Yeah,
You that's
just doing
mhm.
stuff that kids being kids, but they're cruel. They're
Right.
mean when they do stuff like that. So,
Right.
um,
Right.
yeah. So, but we're still praying that the numbers continue to go down, and
Hmm.
we get back to some sort of normalcy. I am feeling a little bit of that. Being around my family now and not always wearing my mask when I have to. So I am feeling a little bit more comfortable with that, but we still continue to make sure that we sort of social distance and I mean it is what it is, but I'm
Right.
hoping that we just stay that way and I mean we go back to normal, but go back to normal with some
Safety.
yes some safety. Stop trying to be all up in somebody's face. Keep that social distance. Continue to use your hand sanitizer, wash your
Right.
hands before touching stuff. Just being a cleaner society because people was dirty. It is what it is. So I just hope from this those dirty ones are now a little bit more cleaner, and
Exactly.
and so we can be good. So let's bring up our first guest. We have Stacy. Let's bring Stacy up here.
Good evening. Good evening, ladies.
Good evening,
Hi.
Stacey.
How
How
are
How
you?
are
you?
you?
Good. I'm doing well. Doing well. As you said, a happy International Women's Day. Celebrate you.
Thank
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
We
I
appreciate
appreciate
that.
it.
We appreciate that.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you a brief introduction.
Hmm.
So Stacy Dowling is an entrepreneur. He's also a father, a DJ, and a podcast host. He's the former owner of Dowling's Place and is the brain behind one of the most popular jazz and spoken word events called Just Words. He is passionate about helping people learn and grow, and he trains and hires locals in his role as a professional business manager at one of the largest grocery stores on the East Coast. You can catch Stacy DJing at an upcoming R&B old school grown and sexy event on March the 19th,
Yes.
which he'll talk a little bit about, as well as his podcast, Real Brothers, which he works alongside of another phenomenal podcast host. So welcome to the Real Recognized Real Talk Radio Show, Stacy
Thank
Dowd.
you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. And thank you for that wonderful introduction, Lynette. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Right?
You made me sound good.
These are all your accolades.
Wow.
I didn't make
Wow.
anything up. So
Okay.
give yourself a pat on the back.
Okay. I
As
appreciate
we
it.
Right.
applaud you.
Thank
We applaud you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So, in light of some of the things that we kind of discussed, and with the violence that's going on, not only in Ukraine, but all over the world, especially here in Philadelphia, with
Right.
The violent crime, the gun violence, I should
Right.
say.
Right.
So, as a young black male yourself, what do you think is the remedy, or what do you think is the cause and solution to kind of end this senseless gun violence?
Well, during our podcast, and I know that I catch a lot of flack for this, but there are a few issues here. I don't think it's a one size fit all. I don't think that one thing is going to solve all of these issues. First of all, we have the guns finding their way into our communities. That's a problem. So with that, I think that the city and the state should do a better job at tracing guns back that are being used to exact this violence on our community, the same way they do a liquor license. If a gun shop is found to be distributing these guns, they need to do something about it, and they can find out who's doing it. They can do that. Every gun has a serial number. Um, Also, I put a lot of the onus on us, on our community, and this is what I get into heated discussions about. I think we have to do a better job of speaking up. A lot of times we know the people that are exacting this type of nonsense in our communities, whether it's cousin Johnny, whether it's our friends. We have to say something. If we, the community, lets those people that are doing that stuff know that we're not going to tolerate that on our neighborhood, they'll take it somewhere else. And then if that neighborhood does the same thing, they'll have to continue to move. But we have to be more diligent in speaking up with what's going on. Also, I think unfortunately, ladies, I don't know how it happened, but I don't think our youth appreciates life. I think that right now we're at a place where we don't realize, the finality of shooting someone or taking a life. We're not afraid to go to get locked up. So, like I said, there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of things that need to happen to in also strengthening or doing something about people that are um, doing these crimes. We have to tighten that up as well. And I don't mean petty crime, things like that, but if you exact violent on our community, then you need to pay the price for that.
And I
Right.
so
Totally
agree with
agree.
you. But
Wall point.
when you talk about the community coming together and us speaking up, people are afraid. These young people are built so
Mm,
different
mhm.
than they used to be. When it came to the rules of the street.
Right.
Now you got kids, you got women getting shot, you got children getting shot. I mean, it's they're ruthless with it, and people
Absolutely.
are afraid to speak up because why? Either the media tells your name at the bottom, Joe Smo, and now they ask them, or if someone testifies, now they're going after that person and their families. It has
Mhm.
to be a way of some kind of secrecy that 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 people as a community can feel comfortable snitching. Basically, that's what it
Right.
is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Agreed.
that's the solution that we have to come up with. I mean, I'm sure we have a hotline that you can call, but then they don't take anything serious.
Who doesn't take anything serious? You mean the hotline?
The hotline, they don't take the information to, because they want to know questions. Well, where you get that from? Where did Don't worry about, or just look into it.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Agree.
I mean,
Agree.
maybe
See,
they don't have the
Right. They
manpower to
want to
look
know,
into
did you
everything.
quit?
Right.
a couple things with that though. I'm a big proponent, and I agree. I know that retaliation happens. I get that, but it doesn't always take us going out in the street pointing the finger at someone saying you did it. You know, you can tell someone else. Like you said, there's that and I hate to use the word snitch because I don't.
Hotline.
I think I like to think that it's a matter of helping to solve crime. You know,
Right.
snitching was taken out of content. So
Right.
there are hotlines that a person can call, report what they know, and then sometimes we have to be our best advocate. We have to continue to make those calls. We can't just say I'm not going to make the call because nothing is going to come of it. If we know that something is happening, we have to be consistent. We have to stay on it. I reported this. What happened to it?
Right.
If it's a matter of calling that state rep, saying, "Listen, I reported this to the 32nd district on this day. What are they doing with it?" You know, we have to be advocates. And then once that happens, though, the those police departments will know. Okay, if I get a tip line from this area, I need to follow up on it because they're going to follow up. But if they know that there's not going to be a follow up, in a way, you know, you kind of push it to the side. So, like I said, I think a lot of times we have to be advocates for our community. I don't think that anyone up on this panel thinks that it's okay. So, and if it was a crime involving your family member or someone you love, you'd advocate for it.
Oh, absolutely. Because I'm there. I'm
Absolutely.
advocating. I'm even advocating
Right.
taking it
And
to the street.
Franchella,
A different, it's just so much involved, and it's like if you're not a family member who constantly calls and bugs the police about solving the case, they
Right.
just sit on it. They just
Yeah.
sit on it. If you notice cases that involve a Caucasian person by a black person get solved right away. There are
Absolutely.
several cases in Philly that they found the person. Why they find them so fast and
Yeah.
couldn't solve any other case? So
And it's a problem. That is a problem. But you know what though? Right now, you know, that's a problem. But we have to be concerned with what's happening outside of our doors. I think that's where it starts. It has to start somewhere. I think we get caught up in um, the mindset that nothing is going to come of it, so we don't act. And I think that's why we find ourselves where we are now. Because like I said, we know for the most part, we have an idea of who's out there causing the havoc. We know who the killers are. But if we don't do anything about it, nothing changes. So again, my statement or my response to that is if we think that everything is okay, then don't do anything. But if we don't think it's fine, then we have to move. We have to do something, and it's on all of us. I outside my door, they were drag racing down the street, and last year I called and I was on the phone with them while that was happening. They've never come back. The other day I heard somebody outside spinning the tires and doing this. It was about 1 a.m. I picked up the phone. I made my call. We have to be consistent. We can
and
and we can no longer
proactive.
and proactive. Yeah, we can no longer sit back
Yeah.
and just wait for someone else to do something.
Right.
I don't think we can do anything. We can't continue that.
You made some excellent valid points, and I agree. So we do have to get more involved, and we got to stay proactive because like I
Right.
said, you can make a phone call and then everyone else drops the ball, so you got to kind of be consistent and persistent
Absolutely.
if you want to
That's right.
get different results. So I'm going to shift gears now and ask you a little bit about your upcoming. Tell us about your upcoming event, and then tell us about your podcast and how people can connect and watch and
Okay.
the stuff that the merchandise that you have on your website as well.
Okay. The upcoming event, I've known this gentleman, one of the promoters. I've known him for a very long time. As a matter of fact, his organization used to rent our space and throw in events. And we realized that at our age, people still like to go out and have fun. People still like to party. But the problem that we saw was that there was no place for us to go that kind of catered to us. And I understand why, but that doesn't negate the fact that there still needs to be space for adults to go out, be social, have a good time, listen to some music, some adult beverages, and just kick back. So initially
Right,
I attended the event as a fan, and then he knew that I was a DJ.
right.
So I guess right before the pandemic, he asked me if I was interested in spinning. Of course, being the person I am that loves a good party, I said yes, and we recently started back. Last month was the first one post COVID.
Okay.
The
So the
next one,
one that's coming up is March the 19th.
19th. Yep,
Where is it?
it's located on the 17th floor of a building at Broad and Locust, diagonal from the hotel down there.
And
Don't I forget the name of it. But it's
I
the
think it's
Overlook.
Overlook, Broad Street
Yes,
Overlook, the
correct,
Broad Street Overlook.
correct. Very
And
really
people
nice
can
venue.
purchase tickets on
Ebright,
Eventbrite.
yes, Eventbrite, yes, yes.
Eventbrite.
It's really
Yep. So people can purchase tickets on Eventbrite. It's at the Broad Street Overlook. It's a grown and sexy R&B type of event. So go out,
yes.
get your grown and sexy on,
That's right.
and
That's right.
also tell us about your podcast real quick because we have two other guests
Oh,
coming on. So tell us
okay.
about your podcast and the merchandise that you have on the website.
Okay, the podcast is Real Brothers Live. That is also the website, Real Brothers Live slash merchandise. If you want to purchase the merchandise, it's basically the short of it is it's a podcast where two brothers get together and discuss the world and issues from a black male's perspective. We came up. I've known this gentleman, Terry Little TL, since 8th grade, so it's my brother. Initially started out with four of
Wow.
us. Two of them went solo, so they're no longer with us. But we kept it going, and we talk about everything. We talk about relationships. We talk about health. We talk about politics. Anything that comes to mind. Like I say, it's the world from an adult black man's perspective. Check us out every Sunday at 8 o'clock.
And
And
when are you on?
yeah,
Every Sunday at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Right. We even
And they can watch you.
you can catch us on all of
Go
the
ahead.
major platforms, except for Spotify. And we also have a link that gives you the opportunity to click on the link and join us in these conversations. So we welcome you to do that as well.
Okay,
Through
nice.
and that's through
Well,
YouTube and Facebook, correct?
Correct, correct. YouTube, Facebook, we're
So
on every most of the major platforms, as I said.
so
awesome.
make sure
Well,
you
thank you
check
so much.
out Real Brothers Live.
Yes,
Real Brothers Live.
yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Stacy, for coming on
Thank
the
you very
Real
much.
Recognize Real Talk Radio show. Thank you.
Thanks for the
Sorry
invite.
we have to cut it short, but we squeezing in two other people and it's only an hour show.
I'm having a
Okay,
hard
But
time
I
hearing the
appreciate
internet.
okay.
Yeah,
Take
but
care.
thank you so much, Stacey, for
probably
coming
because
on.
I
You're welcome.
moved.
We truly appreciate you being on a Real Recognize Real Talk radio show, and we would love to have you again because I'm sure you're going to be doing some additional amazing things.
I appreciate you guys and enjoy the rest of the show. Take
Thank
care.
you.
Okay,
And
bye bye.
thank you. Never gonna.
Yeah, you're freezing, girl. What's going
So that
on?
was Stacy Dowling, y'all. Huh? I'm
Yeah,
freezing?
yes,
Oh.
and so and the words are going in and out. So I don't know. Am I freezing? Am I freezing?
Yes. I think it's you. I think it's you.
What is going on? Okay, wait a second. Let me make sure. Let me make sure things are going on right here, y'all. We got some
It's
beautiful
live.
people.
It's real. It's live.
Yes, it's real and it's live. So we
It's
want to make
real
sure
and
that
it's
everybody.
live.
What you say, see? Okay. All right. So we're gonna bring up our next guest. We have Kim sitting here in the queue. Let's bring Kim up. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
I'm good. How y'all doing?
I'm good. We're
Good. How are
blessed.
you?
Can't complain.
And
So what we're going to do
hallelujah.
is to our audience, and then we'll get right into the questions.
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit. What did you say?
Oh, so I am breaking up.
We're gonna introduce.
I
Yeah, we're going. Go ahead.
I don't know what's going on
Yeah,
with the
so
stream.
so we're gonna. I'm gonna introduce you. I'm gonna introduce you to our audience, and then we'll dive right in. So Kim
Okay.
Warren is the owner of Kim S. Warren Productions, with shows in New Jersey as well as Philly. The shows inspire people through the message of Jesus Christ. I know that's right. She has made several appearances on popular radio shows, as well as featured in the Burlington, New Jersey newspaper. She is an author of two books, two children's books, I should say, Kylie and many parents love the lesson that they learn from the books on active listening and entrepreneurship. She also has a companion coloring book along with that book, Kylie and Kylie and the Apple Pie is the name of the book that has a coloring book companion. And her second book titled Kylie and the Cake That Saves the Day. Cake always saves my day as well, so I can relate. So Kim also directs the new web series called How We Met, featuring our own Franchella and Tony. Shout out to Franchella and Tony. They are one of the couples on this phenomenal show. And the couples have conversations about marriage as well as how they met. Kim encourages everyone to pursue their passion. In her own pursuit, it has led her to some of the most fond memories and accomplishments. So welcome, Kim. Thank you for joining us on the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show.
Thank you for
Yes,
having me.
welcome.
Happy
So
International Women's Day.
Happy
yes,
International
yes.
Women's Day.
I am so sorry. I want to apologize
So
to all of our viewers right now if it's kind of, I don't know what's going on with the streaming with Facebook and YouTube, but it's very challenging right now. But we're keeping it 100, we're keeping it real. So I do not want these interviews to go without you guys hearing them and understanding what they're doing, because phenomenal. So if I play this back after the show and ain't right, y'all coming back. Simple as that.
so tell me a little bit about what inspired you to write children's books.
So what happened actually, so I do stage plays. I love it so much, but then when the pandemic hit, we were kind of all just home. And so I started to have more family time, spending time with my daughter, and we were working on reading. Well, actually speaking and reading, and she was, nonverbal for a long time, like to three and a half. And we kept working with her, and they said, well, read to her and, challenge her to speak and things like that. And so when I went to look for different books, it was mostly like white books or animals. And there wasn't much diversity, so that bothered me. So in the interim, I created a little cooking YouTube show with her where we explore recipes, and I realized she loved it so much. And I said, well, what if I joined what she loves to do with what she needs to learn to do? And so I decided to write a book about cooking and the wonderful lessons that you can learn during cooking. Because my mom told me a lot of things sitting around the table cooking. And that's when I started to introduce active listening, entrepreneurship, honesty, things like that.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Oh,
I like that you said you combine what you like to do with what she needs to learn how to do. And that makes it fun. And when you're having fun, sometimes you don't even realize that you're learning as well. So I like that you incorporated the two. It's important. And it is a great way young people to learn while having fun.
Right.
Right.
So so tell us about your show and how you started, how we met.
So a lot of my ideas, God just kind of dropped some in my heart. And I just be thinking like at first I was like, nobody's gonna want to be a part of this. Like, what in the world? And so I've just put a random post up, and then like a lot of people were interested in it. And the reason behind establishing how we met is I wanted to talk to couples about how they met, some of their most cherished moments and their most challenging moments, because I feel like people paint a bad picture of marriage, one, and two, they don't tell the real part of it. You know what I mean? And, I just feel like there's so many things that people are dealing with. Like we talked about, grief, and we talked about finances, and we talked about infertility, and we talked about all of these different things, issues with family members, and they just transparently talked. And it's helped so many people like all over. So it's like such a blessing.
Yes. Yes. And it was real, it was a lot of fun to do, the questions and the conversation that I had with my husband. We're just sitting there talking about they give you the topic, and you just run with it. How they put everything together is really amazing. So you guys have to go out there, and the episode 1 and 2 is already completed on
All of them are
YouTube.
out.
I think
I didn't.
the forward.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right. So it's one. Wait, I saw 1, 2, and 3. So 4 is out.
4 is out. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. So make sure y'all go check that out, because I mean, even if you're not married, it'll help you in your relationship. Period.
Right.
Because a
I
healthy
watch, I watch,
and what? And you was gonna say something? You watched, and what did you take from
no,
it?
yeah, I watch, and it is some jewels that a lot of the couples are dropping about relationships and keeping it together. And one of the funniest, it's also funny because I found it so funny when Franchella talked about it was almost
The
over
Sunday.
because he dropped her ice cream
Yep.
Sunday. And then more Tony was like, and she don't even eat Sunday no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
was definitely funny. It was funny seeing like Franchella and Tony, because you could see like how in tune, like literally they were finishing their sentences. So like probably nobody else notices it. For everybody else, we kind of have like cut to the guy, cut to the girl. For them, we kind of had to keep them together because they were just like feeding off of each other's energy so much. So it was like really interesting to see.
Well, let me tell you what my mom
And
said, right? So my mom, she said, you can tell that y'all was married the longest because y'all were, everybody else was holding hands and, all close, all up on top of them. And y'all was kind of separated or whatever. No reflection to our relationship, but it's like, it's like, come on, no, we got time for that. It ain't for TV right now. She said, you can tell
wait, but
y'all
I
married.
thought,
Huh?
yeah, but y'all still, the way y'all look at each other is still endearing.
Yeah.
The way that y'all look at each other in conversation, it was endearing, and it was like, wow, after all these years, they still looking at each other like, I love you, babe, as opposed to he get on my nerve or she get on my nerve. So I thought it was, I was like, oh, look how they looking at each other. And it speaks volumes to your relationship, like your family, in addition to husband and wife.
Right.
What's so funny?
No, you're right.
Am I breaking up?
You breaking up a little bit, yeah. But yeah, no,
I'm sorry.
you're absolutely right. That's because it's like, I don't know, when I'm talking to somebody, you know what I'm saying, and I guess maybe it was also still COVID my head. It's like, okay, we need a little bit of distance. We got to talk, you know. Um, but you know, I just don't. The conversation. We like to look at each other when we talking to each other, and we were engaging in the conversation. So it's hard to be up on you and be able to turn at the same time to give, you know, your feedback. But no, that was just something funny my mom had said when she was watching. Oh, you can tell y'all was married the longest. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. But it's all good. I thank you so much, Kim, for allowing us to be a part of it. It was really really fun to do, and much needed, you know, for today's society, you know, to hear all the jewels that all of the couples were fantastic, and everybody was different too, you know,
Right.
everybody's responses. That's what makes the world go around. Everybody handles things differently, but somebody watching it was that couple. Somebody was us, you know, somebody was the other couple, you know. So
And that
that
was
was really
important. That was important to me too, because I feel like marriage is not cookie cutter. Like there's not one thing fits all. And so I like the differences. And like I had people hit me up and like, oh, they my favorite couple, they my favorite couple, they my favorite couple. Like it was just certain people that, like you said, Franchella, that they really, you know, attached to. And you know, and even single people, like they was like, oh, this is great, I'm learning so much. So it
right.
really, I was happy that it actually was impactful.
Right. Yeah, it definitely was impactful. So you also, when is your, aren't you about to do another stage play? Aren't you, don't you have
Yes.
something coming up? Okay. Tell us about
Yes.
that.
So April 8th and 9th, we are going to be doing a stage play called Broken Crayons. And it is a faith-based production. So I'm really excited about that. It's been our first time in 2 years since we hit the stage. So really, really exciting.
Nice. Yes. I got a chance to see, you know, several of her plays, and I love the fact that it is faith based and they all have a message, and that you always want to walk away from any type of production with a message. And so we thank you for that. Lynette, are you trying to say something?
So how, yes, how can people purchase tickets?
Right. Okay.
So you can actually go to my Facebook page, Kim S. Warren Productions on Facebook. You have the information to purchase books, purchase tickets for the production, and also check out how we met. So it's kind of like a home base for everything that we discussed.
Nice. So y'all check her out. We just lost my co-host. Be a co-host for the night. I'm sure she'll come back on. But yes, where else can we find you? You're on Instagram and Twitter. What are your
Mm,
handles for? No.
so I'm only on Facebook and Instagram, and it's Kim S. Warren Productions. I also have a website, which is www.kimswarrenproductions.com.
Okay. So guys, check her out. Her stage play coming. Where is it going to be held at?
So it is going to be held at the Ritz in Haddon Township.
Okay. So Ritz in Haddington Township, that's in New Jersey.
Yes.
And you know, purchase your tickets. She does a phenomenal job. I'm vouching for her. She does a great job. So going out
Thank you.
there, if you're not doing nothing, purchase some tickets and support the arts. So we want to thank you so much for coming on our show, and I
And
would
make
love to have you. Go ahead. What do you say, Lynette?
I was gonna say, make sure you check out the YouTube, how we met. Make sure you check out her YouTube channel so you can watch the shows that are on there already.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you know, subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Anything that just Google Kim Warren, and uh, everything will come up, and just support her. We love to support our people right here in the local area of Philadelphia, New Jersey, and Delaware. So just continue to support. Thank you so much for being on a Real Recognized Real show, and
Thank
much
you.
success. All right.
Thank you,
Take
guys.
care. You're welcome. Bye bye.
You're welcome. God bless you. And good luck with the production.
You are so, I don't know what
So
is going on. You super late, girl.
I
You super
refreshed
late. Huh? What do you
I refreshed my browser, so I was hoping that it fixed whatever wasn't working.
yeah, it's really cool. But you know what? The devil is busy, and the devil's a liar, and we're not going to let him
All
have
the
it. But you know, we
time.
got our friend Yolanda sitting. She's been patiently waiting in the queue. We're bringing her up now. Hey, sister girl.
Hey, Franchella, hi, Lynette.
Hi, Yolanda. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me
Happy
back. It's always
International
a
Women's
pleasure.
Day, Queen.
Woo, woo, woo. Yes, happy International Women's Day to you guys as well.
Yes, thank you, thank
Thank you.
you.
Can y'all
So
hear me
And
I'm
well?
going to give you a brief intro.
Darlene says hi. Mom Darlene says
Oh, hey.
so anyway, let's introduce
So,
you have your introduction.
so Yolanda Nelson is an author, a mother, an entrepreneur with many years of experience in the nonprofit sector. She is from Philly and has authored several books. She also has her own TV show, Hey Miss Yo. Book Single
Yes.
Two takes you through the walk of and journey of a Christian single. She is she is also a guest on, well, she was also a guest on our show on a previous show. And she's also one of the motivational speakers, I should say phenomenal motivational speakers on my upcoming event, at my upcoming event, April the 2nd. So make sure that you stay tuned in support of that event as well. So welcome back, Yolanda, to the Real
Thank
Recognized Real
you.
Talk Radio Show. Welcome back.
Thank
You're
you for
Yes.
welcome.
having
You're
me.
welcome. Well, you're welcome.
I feel like I'm home, so I'm
So,
glad to come home, you know.
Yeah.
oh,
Exactly.
you are. This is definitely your home. So you're always welcome here to tell us about what you got going on, what you've been
Thank
up
you.
to since you were last on the show, and what's up next for you.
So, what have I been up to? A lot has happened. We done went through a pandemic. I started the show, the Hamish Show. I also started the podcast, which is the Hamish Show podcast. Two different things, same name. And I am finishing up a kid's book and a romantic novel as well.
Woo! What? Stop it.
Yes, yes. It's
You've been
adult
busy.
steamy. It's adult steamy, but a lot of times, like in music and everything is get to the point, and I'm a beat it up. Like, we don't want to get beat up. We don't want you to beat it up. We want you to make love to it. So the book brings back that take your time and let's make love. Let's savor the moments, every touch, every feeling, every emotion. So that's what the book is going to be about.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Nice.
for
When
the
do
for the
you
grown and sexy.
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So
Don't let the
so
kids read it.
they might know more than we know.
True that. Well, you know what? I don't think they know. A lot of times now they it's Netflix and chill. Where's the romance? Where's the fun? Where's the lead up, the excitement, the as it's growing and loading and exploring, and then you get there. Not no, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Come on now. Come on. There's so
yeah,
much more to.
The microwave.
Yes,
also,
no.
also they don't even remember back in the day when we used to go to parties, we used to slow dance, slow drag, on the slow songs. Like they barely
Yeah.
even dance together. Even on a fast song, you got the group of females dancing here and the guys dancing there. It's like,
Yeah.
where,
Intimacy is a lost sport now. It's like I
Right.
think we need to get back to intimacy, especially being away from each other for that year where we couldn't go out and see people. Come on, touch is important, and slow down, enjoy this is enjoyable. It's like, you eat a good meal, you don't want to just, eat it real fast. You want to savor each and every morsel, let the flavors
Right.
play in your mouth. That's what this book will be about,
Let it
letting the
marinate.
flavors play in your mouth.
All right. Well, I'll be back. My
Exactly.
husband waiting for me. You got me right. I'll be back. Oh, save yes, I hear you. I hear you. That's wonderful. So when are you expecting to release this book?
So this one should be out in fall of this year. The children's book should come out this summer, and the the love story will be out in the fall. When it's starting to get cool, and you get close there, yeah, by the fire, you can just, hey, we can try what they doing, because they doing some stuff in there, and it's not vulgar. It's
It's cuffing.
Yeah, and you know what? I had a person help me with the book, an editor, and she was a Christian, and she was like, "Who are you writing this book for?" I said, "What do you mean?" I didn't understand the question, and I think she felt like the book wasn't for Christians. I'm like, no, this book, first of all, God created sex, intimacy, and all the goodness that we are, and man perverted it, not God. So there's nothing perverted in the book. It's not 50 Shades of Grey, it's none of that. Not knocking that, but it's not. It's sex in the confines of marriage, and it's more not even the sex; it's the intimacy that they go through, and the situations that they're dealing with, and how they overcome them. And it's not a long story. It's actually a trilogy. It's 3 short stories, but it's like, come on with that. Come on. Let's enjoy
Right.
life, enjoy sex, enjoy the things that God created for us to have fun with.
Right. She must be an old school Christian where they think like that's all taboo. And
And that's
you
what,
know,
and you know what? That's why I wrote the book Single Too, because the misconception is that, God doesn't want us to have sex. He does. He created sex. And what better way for us to enjoy it is the person that created us creating something that he know that we don't even have the depths of what we can explore within each other with it. I've been single and I've been married, and to this day, I can say that being having intimacy and marriage is totally different than in a relationship, because it's not just the intimacy, it's the fact that we're one, we're together, we it's just so much more. And it's like, don't pervert it. It's a beautiful thing, and I ain't gonna let them pervert it. And that's why I talk about 16 with in Single Too. People think I'm telling them to be single, and I'm not. I'm telling them to be successful in their singleness so they could be successful in their marriage. Because if you don't know who you are, and you expect this man or this woman to complete you, then you're well mistaken, and you're going to have some serious issues when you get in your marriage. But if you find out who you are, why you're here, the things you like, what your purpose is, do a little traveling, do a little things before the marriage, and then when you get into the marriage, you bring something to it. It's not you need it for something. It's like you're bringing. It's like having a party. If you have a party, I say, Franchella, I'm gonna need you to bring the DJ, the food, and the people. You're like, that's your party, right? Why am I coming to your party? But if I say, hey, girl, I'm having a party, we're going to be bumping, we got the DJ, we got the good food, and the people is in the house, you want to come, right? You're like, I can't
right.
wait to get there. So that's what it is. It's like, if you enjoy your life, you enjoy what what you're doing, what you're becoming, and you're still becoming, but people are attracted to that. They want to join that. I want to join the party. I don't want to have to bring the party. I want the party to already be started. I want to get there, and I want us to take the party to the next level. Let the roof be on fire. Or whether the new saying is, but that's what it's all about in marriage. Not just you complete me and I complete you. No, we're gonna come together and we're gonna take it to the next level. So that's what I be trying to tell people in my book, Single Two. They think I be trying to tell them don't have sex. I want y'all to have a whole lot of sex. We get married, but a whole lot of it and good sex all the time. I am for sex. I am for sex all day, every day. So anyway, what was we talking about?
It makes a difference. It makes a difference. You can't hear me?
Now I can.
No.
Mhm.
Okay. I was saying that it makes a difference. I was saying that it makes a difference when you have sex, when you're intimate, and when you're a quickie. Like it makes a difference.
So when I counsel couples, I tell them, I'm like, you have to be able to have a variety of sex. There's times when you can have you see them going, I got the fresh cut. You be like, you know what, you got, let's do this real quick, and it's okay. And then there's the sessions where you just kick the kids away, and it's like this weekend we just gonna have the food in the house. Don't call us, don't come see us. We got some stuff to do with each other all day, every day, and it's like being spontaneous. And this is the downside of the things that people teach when they teach wrong things. I have a lot of people that also come to me that talk about not being comfortable doing certain things with their husband. I'm like, God is the author of sex. Come on. What's the problem? And when you were having sex before you got married, these are for the ones who had sex, you wasn't concerned with God then. Take care of your husband as long as you're comfortable. I'm not saying do anything you're not comfortable with. I'm just saying, people feel like they've been taught not to have sex so much that when the time comes that they can have sex, there's still that pushback that I'm doing something wrong because the ladies in the church told them, you better not get pregnant, you better not have sex. No. You inform the child, you tell them that you have a garden. Okay, God created you with a garden, a beautiful garden. My pastor wrote a book. It's called the garden. And she speaks about how our bodies is our garden. We're cultivated, and then one day there's going to be a gardener that comes along and he's going to water and nourish the garden. And then she said, and for you young ladies who, because it's for young ladies, but I said this would benefit women, for you who have your garden may have been violated, or you may have prematurely opened your garden. There's nothing wrong with reclaiming your garden back. Like, it's no bashing, it's all uplifting and teaching, because there's so many people who don't have the understanding and teaching that some of us have had, as far as how to have sex. I mean, we're in a generation of Netflix and chill, where people are telling you you're still a virgin, you need to get rid of that. So I'm just happy that there is literature out there. I'm so happy that I can have a conversation with people I'll never meet through my book, and I hope it frees them to enjoy and live life successfully in their singleness and when they become married and beyond.
Right. I love it. Oh my God. I'm like this. I'm like, I'm gonna call you. Well, that's wonderful, awesome. But I want to also talk about this event that you're speaking at for Lynette. Lynette, tell us a little bit about your event on what's that? April 2nd?
April 2nd. Mm-hmm.
Yep, April 2nd.
So it is a youth and adult empowerment symposium going down April the 2nd. It's a part of the Stop the Violence Philly initiative. So I have several different phenomenal guest speakers, motivational speakers, some phenomenal poets. I'm still looking for a musical performer. You are one, or if you know someone who is, please put them in touch with me, because I'm looking for a musical performer. But we have a phenomenal night ahead of you. April the 2nd is going down at 63rd and Lancaster at the Ivy Hall Mansion. Tony Francella's husband is also one of the speakers as well. So most of you who watch the show know me and Francella, you know that we are not immune. We both have lost a family member at the hands of gun violence in the city of Philadelphia. So what we are doing is to kind of bring awareness to the need to stop the senseless gun violence in Philly. So I put together this event, and our phenomenal speakers are going to be talking to you about self love, self esteem, self discipline, self worth, all of the components that's important to ending this senseless gun violence. Because if you have those things, then you look at life different, you value life differently. So please come out, part of it, support it. It's for the nonprofit organization, L.E.A.R.N, the L.E.A.R.N Nonprofit Center, the Love Exquisite Arts and Recreation Nonprofit Center. Come out and support our on Eventbrite. So I thank you, ladies, for being a part of it. Francella's going to get up and speak as well, but her husband Tony is on the agenda as to speak about self and doing the right thing versus the wrong thing. And Yolanda's going to speak about self-esteem and how important it is to have self-efficacy and self-worth. So there's a lot of different people on the agenda that's coming to speak about it. So I just want to thank y'all, and I hope to see you there.
Yes, hope to see
Well,
you
thank
there.
you for having me.
Yes,
It's an
thank you
honor to
for
be there.
Thank you.
now.
I
Do
actually,
And thank you for all that you do, Yolanda, for empowering others and encouraging them
thank
through
you.
your books as well as through your television
Thank you.
show.
Thank you. I
yes.
appreciate you.
Do they
I
people
appreciate
purchase
it.
tickets, or how do they get in touch, or do they purchase tickets through your website, Lynette, for the event?
So the tickets are on eventbrite.com.
Okay,
Okay.
all
I'm
right.
looking
So
forward to it. A
excellent.
friend, a very close friend here in
Yeah.
St. Louis. Well, unfortunately, the issue isn't just a Philly issue. It's every major city that you come across in this United States. We have, and this young man, his name is Jaden Bird, and his life was taken from him on last Thursday. You know, I, I'm going to say this real lightly because he, not that any kid who's in that life deserves to die, because none of them, but he did everything right, and he still, and this was the result. We got to do better. We have to do better. And thank you, Lynette, for the opportunity to speak into the lives of how many children that's going to be there. And I'm not going to stop talking. I'm going to, love on the unlovable. And it's crazy because his mom, that's her life passion. She loves the unlovable. I've seen her, and even how she's reacted to what has happened. Of course, she's devastated for the loss of her son, but to have her say that I forgive the person who did it and I hope you forgive yourself. I'm like, you know what? That's forgiveness that you get to see up front and close. Like we say it, but to see someone actually living through that, and I know her, so I know she's serious about it and still caring for everyone else's kids. So she's an awesome woman. I send my love out to her. Y'all send prayers her way because I know this is a trying time. But we thank you, Lynette, for making a difference. This is
Yeah,
how change happens. It happens one event, one child at a time. We're not giving up. We're going to keep on doing what they have to do. We're going to reclaim our streets. We're going to reclaim our youth. No more dying on our watch without us doing something about it. Because you can't sit back and say it's a shame that these things are happening, yet you do nothing. Like the brother that was just on, how he says, say something. That's his way. If you don't like that way, then come up with another one. But don't talk about what someone else has decided to do without deciding to do something. And if you don't know what to do, support the organizations like L.E.A.R.N that are doing something. So thank you, Lynette, for having that as an outlet to be able to speak into the lives of youth. I appreciate it.
absolutely. And
Thank you.
if
It's
you
a
guys
God. It's a God thing.
Bring your youth out. If you have any youth that you know that needs to hear what some of the speakers are going to speak about, that can empower them, that they can take back to their friends. We asking you to bring them out. We want to be able to reach, even we reach just one, we have done our job. So thank you, Lynette, for putting this event together, and we really look forward to coming together and making a change on April the 2nd.
Yeah.
So, without
Thank
further
you.
ado,
Thank you. It's a God
Lynette,
thing.
yes, all day, all day. We give all glory to God. Yolanda, before
Yes.
we dismiss us from this show, tell everybody where they can find you.
They can find me at YolandaNelson.com. I'm on Facebook, Twitter. I'm on all the social medias. So on Instagram, I'm Yo underscore empowers you. On TikTok, Yolanda Nelson. On Facebook, I have a single two page, Hey Miss Yo page, the talk show page, and then just me. If you find me, you can find everything else. So find Yolanda Nelson on YolandaNelson.com. All my social media is on my website.
Okay, y'all hear it. Let's Google
Thank
her. Like I
you.
said,
Thank
You
you.
can Google me.
let's Google her. Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Real
Thank
Recognize
you.
Real Talk Radio Show. We truly appreciate everybody that's in the comments. We thank you so much for tuning in. We have Lorraine, of course, Darlene, who's always, and Tony, that they are diehards. I see Crystal Bradley, and I see Seneca. I just see a lot of different names. Tracy. Thank you so much, guys, for your comments in the comment section. And we truly appreciate everybody who tunes in. We try to bring you lots of information from our guests who are all phenomenal in what they're doing to helping people,
Yes.
rather through the arts, through being an author. We have so many different people, and I'm truly blessed to have this show and to have Lynette as my co-host to help me to bring light to a lot of these topics. So thank you,
Yeah.
guys. Stay
You're welcome.
blessed, and we'll see you next month. We out.
Bye bye.
All right.